Morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Seen and Heard live show podcast, where we will talk today about storytelling and why, in public speaking, and why it's good to perhaps go out on a rain when you prepare for public speaking.
Yeah, great introduction. Thank you. So, should I say what just happened minute ago before we entered
No,
in
you
live?
can first introduce yourself. With us is Pinija, and we
Hello,
can just
Pia.
then get into that storytelling, that story part.
Yeah, we can start with storytelling, and then I can introduce myself. So, 2 minutes ago, we met here on this video call, and I was drinking my water, and you, Darko, showed up, and you started wiggling
I
and
just popped
dancing.
in.
And I couldn't resist, and I did the same. But suddenly, it seems like I wet myself. So I will be like this. So it's just water, don't worry. And then I remembered one amazing storyteller actually on Dani Komunikacija. It's amazing conference here in Croatia, who said he's an Englishman, so it's easy for him. But he did the same thing while washing his hands just a minute before going on stage, and then he realized, oh my God, I look like I just pissed myself. So he's lucky that he's British because he decided to just go outside, out of the conference room, and he went on the rain, and he decided it's better to come on stage completely wet than wet like like this. So yeah, this is some nice improvisation when something messes up just minutes before going out in front of people. And who am I to tell you all of this? My name is Pinija, and I am public speaking trainer and moderator of different conferences and public events. I help different people, entrepreneurs, CEOs, leaders, and their employees who are already speaking in front of different audiences very often, but they still don't feel they reach their potential yet. So I help them to speak with confidence, with clarity, and with joy. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and from what we can learn from this story from the start, it doesn't need to be learned by heart. Every speech and everything in public speaking, it can be also improvised a bit.
Depending what is your strength. Usually I try to see, especially when I work one-on-one with people, with clients, what is your strength? People are coming with me to me with a bunch of, I'm not good with this, I'm bad with that, I have filler words, I'm blocking, I'm not, I'm monotone, whatever. But then I'm trying to find, okay, first tell me what is your biggest strength? For example, Darko, what would be your biggest strength in public speaking? What would you say?
I don't know. I improvise.
Okay, so it means
I
you're a
have no
good
idea.
improviser. For some people, it's unimaginable that they were even try to improvise. They would freeze completely. So for them, improvisation is not their zone, and it's better not to push them, especially in the beginning, to go there. They need to prepare. They need to practice, almost like acting it, like having everything by heart. But for some people, they need to write everything. Others need just bullet points to remember. And others are great in improvisation. So, and many other categories. So it's good and important to find your strength. Personally, I prepare a lot, but then I feel secure enough to improvise even more. Because I know that I can always come back to stuff that I already did, that I have prepared. So that's something that works for me. For other people, depend what type are they.
Since we are a live show, we love improvising here. And in the audience, we have some support already. Samuel is saying, improvising rules.
Yeah, if that's your strength, go for it. I mean, maybe not completely, like coming there totally blank without knowing who are you talking to, with what purpose, what is your goal. That would be it's not that great. You need to know at least few things, like why are you going there, what you're going to talk about. But when something happens and you react, and if you change minus to plus in that improvisation, you're a superhero on stage. Uh, since I am moderating not almost, actually, every week I'm on some stage, smaller or bigger, I need to improvise quite often. And usually that is the thing that people remember. Like later on, they say, "Oh my God, how you managed that situation. It was great." Because it's easier to be prepared, to even read, now than announcement, just making announcement as a moderator, and completely different when something happens, when technical situation is happening, when somebody from the audience is impolite, aggressive even, when somebody on stage freeze and then you help them. This is the situation where you really can shine and your improvisation can become the biggest strength.
When it comes to someone like you with a lot of experience, I would guess that you need to know where you are and be aware of the audience so you don't mix up last week's conference with this week's conference. So we do support that kind of main preparation, of course. And Anya Lordanic is saying hi. She's saying it's so good to see the three of you
Anya.
in one place. Thank you
Oh
for
my God.
coming.
In
Anya
one
is a
screen.
beautiful person. Anya is
One screen, yeah.
podcast hero as well. She's amazing. I've been in her podcast as well 2 years ago, I think, and she's great in it. So everybody who want to make podcast, she can learn. She can teach you a lot. You can learn a lot from her. You asked me if I prepare. I prepare a lot. As you see, when I realized what you want to talk with me about, what was the topics, I did some preparation. I'm improvising right now, but
This is just some preparation, like 10 papers, some.
four. It's actually
Oh,
four.
four. Oh, sorry, four. Only it's only four.
Only
Okay.
four papers, but it was for me like mental preparation to realize, okay, what your audience needs, what would be the best to talk about, because I'm doing trainings also every week. Some trainings are all day long or 2 days long or 3 days long, and now to put all of this stuff that I really want to share, that because I want to help, in like half an hour, 1 hour, is I need to filter myself. I need to choose what is good to share and what is just gonna stay somewhere in the bigger training in my trainings. Yeah. So you asked me if I prepare. I always prepare, and then I can improvise. And believe it or not, people usually tell me, "Oh my God, you're so confident. You're so spontaneous. You are born for the stage." It's a bittersweet feeling to hear that, because I'm 20 years on stage now almost, and it's a lot of learning, mistakes, experiences, practice. And also, I still have a small stage fright each time before speaking in front of camera, in front of audience, anywhere. But I used to have a huge stage fright, even panic attacks when I was younger. That's how I entered in all of these topics. So I was a child who was very creative. I played piano, I danced. I always made something creative for my family, with friends, whatever. But then I entered school, and to be more precise, music school. And I don't know if things changed today, but in my time, oh my God, when I was little, we had many concerts, like piano concerts from the students, and it was so stiff. It was so like you are entering in the church. It was really, really hard to feel relaxed there. And I remember I was, I don't know, 10 years old, and I was days ahead panicking in my head that I will forget, that I will freeze, that I will forget the notes, that I will lose myself there on the stage. And then that morning I couldn't eat. I was sweating already. I was panicking. And then when I was finally in that really huge like room with a concert on the stage, with a piano concert on the stage, like big piano, uh, I was shaking already, and I was just counting, okay, five more, and then it's my turn, four more, oh my God, oh my God. And while I was going up on the stage, I felt like I never saw a piano in my life. I was breathless, I was sweating, my hands were shaking, and now imagine to play. It's impossible. I would look at those What is it? Where is do? I didn't know anything. So I realized, oh my God, I need to do something with this. This is not healthy. This is not normal. So I started to read. I went to library and I started to read what is it, how to deal with it. And years after, I started to work on radio, and I felt much more secure because I could improvise. There was no notes that are, in order that you need to follow. You can play with your words. But then also I realized that sometimes my guests in the show, radio or TV, are super relaxed, confident, playful, storytellers. But once when they see this sign live, red, red light, like we are going, oof, on air, they freeze or they become very boring in a way. They are really, they think they look professional when they're suddenly standing like this, speaking like this. And for myself as well, when I would go in some bigger show, for example, our national television, and we have like live streaming. How do you say? Like we are in live. It was maybe you watched it sometimes. Omish Festival of Klapa singing. It's like 60 years old festival, and I was just 20 years old something. It was a huge thing for me, and on stage I was great. Nobody could say that I was having diarrhea. I had sleepless night, and I was sticking bomb days ahead to my people in my house, to my family. I was like, panicking. And then I said, okay, I need to go even deeper in this. This is not good. I'm managing good. When I'm on stage, nobody knows I'm dying inside. This is not good for my quality of life. I can't live like this. If this is going to be my profession, I need to work on it. And then I started to educate myself like crazy in this topic. So today I have this slight stage fright. It's not my enemy anymore. It's my fuel. It's the adrenaline, the excitement that I need, because it means that I care. It means that this is important for me and I have responsibility. And this adrenaline kick is actually working for me, not against me.
Yeah, and this fright now that you have is working for you and actually telling you that you care about it. But what was it before that frightened you so much? Why was it such a big outburst of fright?
Yeah, well, I like to see it from the science-based perspective. So what's happening in our body? When we are afraid to be like your podcast is named Seen and Heard. We are afraid to be seen and heard because when we are seen and heard, we can be judged, we can become rejected. And from evolutionary perspective, if we are rejected from our community, from humans, it means that it's pure survival instinct that we need to be part of community. So what happens when we come in front of people? Our fight, flight, or freeze mechanism wakes up. Yeah. Before it was protecting us from bears, from wolves, from dinosaurs. I don't know, from people from the tribe that we are in the war with. But today we don't have this kind of threats, but this mechanism is still saving our lives. For example, even if we go on some mountains, we have a lot of bears and wolves. Luckily, we are still rich in and biodiverse. And if we encounter a bear by ourselves, we don't feel secure so much. It's a huge threat. But if it's like 15 of us from the hiking group, I don't know, we feel much more secure that we can somehow
Yeah,
arrange
he
this
will eat
situation.
some other person, not me. So yeah, it's more of them to eat.
We feel stronger because we are not alone. We are in the group. So when you stand in front of group of people, you feel like you are rejected, you are isolated, you are alone, and your mechanism alarms like, oh, something is happening. And the other thing is that, for example, I walk my dog sometimes late in the evening, and I'm in the park. It's midnight. I feel relaxed. Everything is good. We are a secure country. But suddenly, you know that feeling when somebody is watching you. You can feel it here in the neck somewhere. Somebody is observing you. And then I turn around and I see some guy in the hoodie, maybe it's a prejudice, but to see somebody like that in the park in the middle of the night, you're like, okay, listen, let's go home. And what's happening? Our body is again protecting us. Somebody is observing you. That's a potential threat. So once when you stand in front of 10 people, 20 people, hundreds of people, your body reacts because you've been observed and it's potential threat. And it's such a slight change, but huge change in our body. For example, when I'm doing public speaking trainings in group, even the other day in Zadar, 2 days ago, when we heard about this, there was a group of 16 people. And during my training, it's always very interactive. People freely, openly talk with each other. And then we have a show time. They need to come out and present something. It's like impromptu speech in 1 minute. And you can't imagine what is the difference between sitting in the circle of your fellow students and talking already for hours, but suddenly you need to stand up and go in front of the classroom and speak. So it's the same room, the same group of people, but just different position, and you are already, oh my God, this is hard. Can I say it from here while sitting? No, you need to go in front. So this is what's happening to our body. And it means that our body is protecting us. We shouldn't be angry on it. It's trying to help us, like something is happening. But when we switch like this, oh my God, why is this happening, to oh my God, I'm excited and this is big thing for me and I'm actually having huge responsibility. I want to be the best version of myself today. Then it's already a little bit better than to say, oh, why me? Why this? Why now? Why? It's normal. Your body is watching you. So you can co-work with it. And there's a lot of different practices, mindset or body-wise, that you can do to calm that system down.
So the first step is acceptance of it as a normal thing.
Yes, absolutely. The mindset is meaning a lot. If you Many people are saying like, I'm just not good at it. I'm not for public speaking. I'm introvert. A bunch of excuses. And when I just tell them, okay, can you say I'm not good at public speaking, and just add one little word, yet. Give yourself a chance that you in future will be a public speaker, and a great one. So this is something that is important, that you give yourself a chance. It's a skill, it's not a talent. A slight percent of lucky people in the world have a talent that they can show anywhere and be like, woohoo, here I am. But most, and that can be also sometimes too much, but most of us humans, 99% of us needs to learn it, to practice it.
Self-confidence and arrogance are cousins. I guess that's what you were saying, but sometimes it can be a problem.
I like how you put it. Yeah, when you feel somebody's too much, it can be a perfect public speaker, but there's no, you can't relate, you can't connect. Something is like too perfect. It's like even AI is not too perfect. Why should we humans be, There's no perfection. We need to show vulnerability in order to connect. And yeah, the perfectionism doesn't exist. And if you will be perfect, it's a lost chance to connect, for connection. So
This is our mantra. That's why we are so beautifully imperfect here. I just want to say hi to a couple of other people who said hi. Nanat, hey peeps, lovely to see you here. And Laura says it's a great topic. Hi, Laura. Lovely to see you. For our viewers who might still be in the panic zone, how long did it take you to relax? And you said you did it on your own with a lot of research and self reflection. Maybe you
Uh,
can compare what it's like to do it with someone else.
I started by myself, reading books, but then I started to go on different educations as well, trainings, and I was really learning from every experience that I could get. And I can't tell, there is no magic stick. Is it an English proper way to say it? Okay, to resolve it, but depends what scale of stage fright are you. I mean, there is a bunch of research that says that most of people, like 3 out of 4 people, are affected with stage fright in some level in the whole world. So most of people are having it.
Only 3/3?
Three only.
Only? I would say much more, but okay.
Yeah, there is a nice saying from the quote from Mark Twain. He said, there are only what was it? There are only two types of speakers in the world: the nervous one and the liars. And he was right, more or less. When people say they don't have any stage fright, they are super relaxed. Usually it means that they are, or like you said, arrogant a little bit, over a self. How could I say, self confident, or they don't care and they're just doing it because they need to do it. But it's like, hi guys, I'm working this for last 20 years, so I will show you, not no passion anymore, no responsibility. So there's no perfect answer how much time you need, because we are all different and we all have different experiences. I'm not psychologist, so I will not go into your childhood trauma like mine with the piano, but we can see where are you at and what is working for you. So when I'm making group trainings, we go through different techniques, mindset and body, to see, okay, you choose, test it, experiment with it, and see what works for you. When I work one on one, then we go much deeper and we make like a ritual for you, days ahead, morning before, few minutes before, if you freeze, whatever. Uh, so first one is mindset shift, like we said, not being obsessed with perfectionism, not being obsessed with how will I look, how will I sound, how will I affect people with with myself, but more having this, what will I give? What will I give to these people? To put focus on the audience. What will they, after my speech, think, feel, change, do? This is something that is also putting a less stress on us, because it's not about us. This is something that is very important. You are not important when you are on stage. This sounds maybe a little bit silly, but it helps a lot, because when I'm on stage, I know that hundreds of people in the room don't give a shit about me. They don't care. I'm not their friend, I'm not their dear person, I'm just somebody on stage. They think about themselves. Is this going to waste my time? Is this going to be boring? Should I have been somewhere outside drinking coffee and having a good time? Or this is going to be something wow, this is going to be interesting, amazing, inspirational, whatever is your goal. So I'm not important on stage. Maybe if there is my friend or colleague who are cheerleading for me, that for them I'm important on stage. But for a bunch of other people, it's about themselves. Are they wasting their time, or are they getting something from it? Like now, it's not about me, our podcast. It's about the audience. What are we giving them now? What content is something they can bring home? So this is other mindset shift. It's not about you. You are not on the red carpet, super important person. You are just giving. You are a servant, actually. You are serving people to have a good time, to have something new. And then we have a lot of different techniques like visualization. It's a sports technique, sports psychological technique. For example, Michael Jordan and any other amazing sport person, they're training on the field for hours every day, but then they train in the mind as well. They are imagining different scenarios and how to get best of it. Or for example, maybe even easier example. When I was in high school, maybe you did play that too. Next, every high school has few suspicious bars around it with darts, yeah, and pool. Is it pool? Yeah. Anyway, I didn't know how to play darts. And I was just putting them and they were flying everywhere. It was a mess. And then my friend started to teach me and he showed me technique. You can't do like this. You need to pew from here, la 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 la. And it was already better. I was managing to leave it at least on the table, not anywhere around. And then suddenly the biggest shift, the biggest change, the biggest improvement happened when he told me, and now visualize your dart where you want it to go. Is it a bullseye? Is it 2019? Whatever. And then when you see it already there, throw it. So without visualization, you can't throw it directly where you want. And it's actually happening with public speaking as well. We creatures, humans, are creatures who are, when we were children, we were all optimistic. Tomorrow is going to be my birthday, everybody will come, and it's going to be the best party ever. And then, as we grow up, told you so, be careful, I told you, you will fall down. And we start to have more and more negative scenarios in our head. And suddenly it's our comfort zone to have negative scenarios. And when we need to have a public speaking, we are thinking about all the worst case scenarios that could happen. I will fall down, I will faint, I will freeze, I will make mistake, I will forget everything, I will embarrass myself, my company, whatever. And it's okay, it's human, but I will ask you to stop doing that and to switch it a little bit to good visualization of everything going perfect. So when I prepare, I stand in this room and all of these plants and books are my audience. And I'm speaking out loud and I'm imagining that each of these plant is some human nodding or having a ha moment or laughing or whatever. Practice out loud and visualize. Even my dog is looking at me like, okay, she's again talking to herself. It's helping a lot. So visualize positive. It's not some think pink new age bullshit. It's really science based. Your mind doesn't differ scenarios like imagination and reality. So it's following your scenarios. And if you are making bad scenarios, once when it's showtime, it's going to be bad scenario. And if you are practicing out loud and imagining everything going smoothly, it's a bigger chance you will do it smoothly.
So it's not everything in visualization, but also in direct practice before we go live before audience. Is it visualization before practice or practice and then visualization? How does it look like?
It can
What's the
go
best?
simultaneously. Why not simultaneously? I would
Oh,
say,
I don't
okay,
have
first you can.
enough capacity to do it simultaneously.
Okay, so first of all, practice. First practice, okay, and then later on practice together with visualization. When you feel already super comfortable, when you already are familiar with your speech, it's not like you are still in the phase, but you are already like getting more and more secure. Then add visualization as a new way of building up the confidence and actually tricking your mind in a way. So why not to do it? Yeah, our mind and our body can work for us if we know how where are the buttons to push, what to do with it.
Yes, we need to trick our mind because it's still stuck in some evolution cycle, thinking about dinosaurs anyway. So we just need to switch it to present time.
Yeah, our body and mind are beautiful, beautiful mechanisms, and they can work for us. I mean, we need to know what to do it. For example, body. I saw that you mentioned in previous podcasts like breathing techniques and stuff, power poses. it's all exactly tricking our body and our mind, because, for example, breathing is super important. It's a base for anything in our life. You can survive without sleep, without food, without water for some time, without breath, without oxygen, a very short time. And I would just add, it's an amazing mechanism that you are doing automatically. You don't need to think, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. But one of rare mechanisms that you can also do consciously. And there are a bunch of techniques, how much counting, la la la. But I would say just sometimes to focus on your breath is already enough. You know that expression, count to 10 before reacting. It's actually breathe in and breathe out. It's like one breath in, breathe out, and you are already giving your body and your mind information that everything is okay. Because when we are under stress, when we are in stage fright or any stressful situation, we tend to or hyperventilate or freeze. We are not breathing. We are breathless, breathless. And then to give our body just this, it's okay. You feel already more relaxed because the body is receiving information that you are secure, you are not losing your breath, you are having enough oxygen to function. So there is amazing sentence I read somewhere. How was it? Anxiety is excitement without oxygen. Not clinical anxiety, but this stage fright anxiety. Anxiety is excitement without oxygen. So if you give yourself a little bit of, okay, my nose is blocked a little bit, it's the season. Uh, it's already giving your body good information, and you can just breathe, without complicated techniques. Sometimes just conscious breathing is already enough. Oh, there's a bunch of techniques. You want more?
You sound more relaxed already after this breathing exercise, I can tell.
Already, okay, that's good, because your body is going from fight, flight, or freeze to rest and digest, and that's why we are roaring without sleeping. Like, we need to rest and digest, not anymore being alert, because something dinosaurs are coming, like Darko said.
Darko heard digest and he's thinking food, and I think a visualization
Now
for
it's
him.
over.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like after this speech, I will be offered food if I'm good. So imagine all the food I'll be able to eat, and I think
Mm.
that's it. That's the
yeah.
trick.
So
Imagine,
reward is also actually a good thing to wait until the end of a speech, right?
absolutely.
Oh,
And regarding that, I would like to debunk one myth, especially in our region, about public speaking. When they say just drink something short before and you will feel more relaxed. Please don't. Please don't. Do it afterwards. Eat, like Darko, you said, drink, have a celebration, or, oh my God, it didn't go so good. I will drink one to feel better. Okay, whatever. Drink afterwards, but please don't drink before. I am, as I said, every week on stage, and I saw so many very bad situations happening in backstage and on stage because of this myth. So one woman was 5 minutes before, she wasn't sleeping good. She didn't eat a lot because she was already nervous. She drank 3 coffees. So her body is already like in survival mode. And then somewhere offer her pelin or rakia or something, I don't remember, in backstage. And I was like, oh no. She drank it. She threw it up. 5 minutes before going on stage, she was throwing up. Usually, backstage toilets are always occupied because people are releasing something. It's again evolutionary. We need to release yourself before going. It was bad. It was really bad. Other woman on stage, on my stage, she fainted. We needed to catch her up. It was bad. And one guy didn't faint. He was bigger, so he survived this alcohol in the organism, but he embarrassed himself hugely, greatly. He's a CEO of a big company. I believe all 3 of us are clients of him. even everybody in audience. It's a huge company. Everybody was super excited that he's on stage in this little conference. I mean, it's not little conference, but in Croatia, and he drank before, and he was so inappropriate. So he was drunk. He was a drunk guy on stage, and I know him like without being drunk, and he's a great guy. He's very good storyteller, great public speaker, but with alcohol he embarrassed himself, his company. It was terrible. So please don't drink before, drink afterwards.
Yeah, bad things happen, especially if someone offers you a drink in Croatia. Please wait.
Wait, let's celebrate afterwards. Drink this water, pure blissful water. It's helping your throat, your voice cords. It's relaxing you. It's giving it's hydrating you. Drink a lot of water. Coffee, a small amount, not too much because of this adrenaline. And alcohol later on. Let's celebrate. I'm always for it. Let's have a gin tonic. Let's celebrate. But before, please don't.
Same thing is also for photographing, because people have fright before getting photographed, and I always say to them, no, just don't, because you start even if you don't speak or do anything special, your eyes will start to sparkle, you will start to blush, and people will see you drank something anyway. So no, it's I agree with no drinking before working with something or
Mm.
being in public.
Absolutely. We really should. And there is another myth I want to also maybe mention. I don't know if you heard about it. Like imagine your audience naked. Have you heard about that advice? Did you use
Yeah.
it?
No.
You
Why?
did?
Why
You
would I
needed to
want
think
to see them
twice.
naked? Especially if there are some older people there. Nobody wants to see people speaking like,
No,
no,
if you are
no.
okay, if you are in some fetish maybe, or if you are giving speech on
Oh, so,
FKKV,
so
shooting
so you
speech.
need to think of a best scenario. Okay, okay.
No, I mean, I don't know where is this myth from. There are different theories, but I don't understand how it can be helpful to imagine audience being naked. We even studied this in my faculty from psychology class. Like, if you are afraid of professor on exam, imagine him or her naked. No, thank you. It will not help me at all. But then I read a beautiful book. What is her name? I will remember later on. Dare to lead, something like this. Brian, I can't remember now. She's amazing storyteller and scientist, speaking about vulnerability and bravery. Anyway, she said, uh, don't imagine audience naked, but naked from their titles. So don't think, oh my God, this is a CEO, this is a minister, this is a prime minister, this is, I don't know, whoever, some important person. Imagine them naked from the titles, from the suits. They are humans just like you. You are for the reason on stage because you know something more than they do. You want to share it with them. They are just humans. They are not their titles. So this is also something helpful. Don't imagine public naked, but naked of titles.
Yes, please don't. Please don't.
Don't imagine us naked here. If you are in the podcast show, that's terrible advice.
That's not the visualization we're talking about here.
Absolutely not. That's the worst.
We had another guest in the meantime. Oh,
Ciao, Mary.
Mary saying hi. Laura is asking if it's
Yes,
Brene
thank
Brown.
you. Bring round.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah, my mind blocked. You see,
And Magdalena says someone says to imagine them like kids.
yeah, that's a good advice as well. I imagine my audience like kids all the time, and people on my group trainings, because actually we are kids who grown up kids. But if you give them a chance to be playful, we will be playful. Some people will always be like, no, it's not for me. But just a little bit playing and atmosphere, it can change. Everybody can become a child. We have inner childs in our children in ourselves, I'm sure.
Yeah, grown-ups are just children who begin to be boring. Oh yeah.
I like this definition. So there's a lot of more exercises, but I think we are already somewhere. Okay, 40 minutes. Do you want to go to different topics or you want more exercises?
Oh, I see you have it all done by minute and everything in all those four
I'm a
papers.
moderator.
So, okay. We'll just stay out of your way so you can proceed. What is the next topic thing?
What would you recommend in this
Sorry,
situation,
sorry.
Pinija?
I will let you lead. I'm so sorry. This is a professional deformation.
Look at these two people. I mean, they can't even switch to the next topic. I have to
No,
point them.
no. No, what I wanted to ask you from the start, when you started talking about this preparation, there must be some really great questions on before you start preparing, like some that you did ask us, like who is the audience, where is this going to, what are we going to talk about, what is your show about, or perhaps what is the conference about, and what would be these questions that would help us to prepare correctly.
Mm. In journalism or public relation, there are questions that are always helping us, and it's like 5W plus how. So it's what, when, where, who, why, and how. And I would start with why. There is also another great book from Simon Sinek, Start with Why, because why am I going to be here? What is the purpose of it? Why are you inviting me? What do you want from me? So that is the main question. Why am I here? Why am I going to this conference? Why am I there? What is my goal? Like, is my goal to inspire, educate, sell, whatever? Find your goal. What is it? Who are you talking to? So, who is the audience in the conference of this podcast? Is it entrepreneurs? Is it public sector? Is it professors? Is it scientists? Is it IT sector, startups, whatever? It's diverse students. It's diverse, and then you know if it's pretty diverse that you need to make it even more simple, like simplify it, because it's not some niche expertise conference, but it's for the broader audience. Then when and where. It's important. Okay, here was okay on what I'm really always clumsy with technical stuff. So can I do it with iPhone instead of my laptop? Where is it going to happen? Do I need to download something? This is for online, and for offline events is when and where. When it means that it's not the same if you are in the morning, after lunch, in the evening. It's good to know who are the speakers who are going to speak before you. Are the topics similar but from the different angles, so you don't repeat yourself? For example, I did watch your previous podcast about public speaking, so we don't say same stuff. Let's go or from the different angle or to add something. And then how am I going to do that? This is something that is important, because not every public speak is PowerPoint presentation. It can be totally different. Is it speech? Is it panel? Is it interview? Is it something without PowerPoint? Is it more like a workshop, pretty interactive? So there's a bunch of questions you can ask before. And what I would advise also for people who are invited to conferences is to sit on that conference, not to just come, give your speech and leave. Come before, listen to other speakers, so you can again, especially if your strength is improvisation, you can connect with stuff that you heard before. That is respect towards audience, towards organizers, towards fellow speakers. Not I When I see somebody, okay, you are super busy, la la la. But if you just come, do your show and leave, you can do amazing show, but for me, I don't respect you so much because you didn't respect the whole conference. You were not here even for, I don't know, 1 hour ahead to just see the atmosphere, to see how people are communicating. Every conference is different. Get a little bit in the mood of this. So yeah, this is something that I would definitely start with.
You moderated a lot of different events, and I'm curious about what you would tell people who are organizing events as a moderator. You ask these questions, you're there to mingle, you've told us that already. Are there some other things that people forget to help the moderators and the speakers on the stage?
Mm. Well, when I'm a master of ceremonies, like MC, hosting the whole conference, organizers usually know it's a hard task, and you need to prepare. And I always expect that they will give me in advance information, like we just spoke about now, like who is the audience, who are the speakers, some information about the topics. It would be great if each speaker can have not a CV on 5 pages, but like 2 sentences, who are they? And 2 sentences, what will they talk about, without a bunch of acronyms and hard hard words that nobody understand if it's not their niche. Because sometimes I need to chat GPT and Google for half an hour to understand who is this person, because the title is totally unfamiliar to me, and who is it working for, what is it working, I mean, especially in IT sector, it's bunch of acronyms and words that I don't get. So this is something that I think each organizer should provide, like short bio and short explanation of the topic that presenter will do. Something that organizers don't still understand quite well, I would say, is that moderating a panel discussion is not some uh, spontaneous talk over coffee. It's even harder to prepare. For example, when sometimes I'm both. I'm moderator, MC of the whole conference, and I'm also jumping in different panels or one-on-one talks. And when I have a moderating of panel, they usually think, it's for free because you are spontaneous, you are blah blah blah, you will manage. It's harder, especially if the topic is not familiar, and usually it's not. If the speakers are not familiar to me, I need to research the topics, I need to research the speakers, I'm going reading their interviews, talking them on the different social media. I'm trying to understand. It's not just write down to ChatGPT a good prompt, write me the questions. I try to understand what are the different angles, where are the points of potential discussions for them, because they think differently. Not just, okay, question to you, question to you, question to you. It should be a panel discussion. So to try to find a way that they really interact with each other, and you are invisible, just making a flow of it, that it looks like it's a super spontaneous conversation. There was not even one question, and actually I am predicting questions and answers ahead, so everything finds a flow. So it's a lot of preparation. Then something that I would also suggest to people who are organizers or moderating panels: connect with the people on the panel ahead. And if you are panelists, ask for it. I want to speak with the moderator. Like I asked you the questions, be the one who asks. And if possible, and usually it is, make a Zoom call, make a video call. It can be 20 minutes long, just to get to know each other. So you are already a team once when you are on stage, you're not seeing each other for the first time ever. And as a moderator, you can already sense a little bit, okay, this one is talkative, this one is shy. This one I will need to put a little bit, like, be careful because it can dominate. This one I will need to find a way to make him or her speak more. I also don't give them complete questions, but topics, themes, so they don't learn by heart their responses, but it can be spontaneous and improvising, but they still cannot understand what is the goal, where are we going with discussion. What else? Yeah, if you're an organizer, you have two possibilities. You or hire a moderator that is expert in the topic, but it doesn't mean that that expert doesn't know do know how to moderate a panel. Recently, I was on one beautiful conference, and it was the worst panel in my life. There was a 6 panelists, which is already bad. For me, 3 is the perfect number. More of it, it's already hard. 6 is too much. And the moderator was expert, but she wasn't she doesn't have skill of moderating. Nobody taught her, and she had a bunch of questions, and she started with number one person left to her, then second, then third. It was not panel discussion. It was I ask you 3 questions, then you 3 questions, then it was 3 minutes before, 3, 4 minutes before ending of the panel, and the one man still didn't even spoke a single word. It was 26 minutes, him sitting on stage, and he was pissed off with a reason. Like, what am I doing here? I came all the way. He was traveling from far away. I'm here, and now what? I'm just posing, So this is not good. So if you are asking experts to moderate, help him to prepare, or ask him or her to prepare with some expert of moderating. And if you're a moderator, go deeper into topic, please, if you are not an expert. The other thing I would say to organizers, if they are inviting speakers, this recently is happening. Last few years, I having a beautiful cooperation with organizers of events. They are saying to each speaker that they have a trainer that can prepare them for the speech. And this is win-win-win situation, because then the organizer is absolutely sure that the speaker will deliver, especially if it's not super experienced or if he's not aware how she or he is speaking. Second of all, the speaker feels like, oh, this is something common, this is something I should do, because if others are preparing, why shouldn't I? This is a great idea, I didn't think about it at all. And third of all, usually I'm the moderator, and then if I'm also a trainer, I get deeper into topic. My announcements are juicier. I know the topics already, I know the speakers, and I can root for them also even there and give them feedback, because I see them perform live. So it's a win-win-win situation. We are all kind of a nice team that are preparing the best show together.
And now is the great time to show where people can find you and also prepare with you, either for public speak or perhaps for some panel, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is my website. Unfortunately, it's still only in Croatian. Uh, but maybe it will happen in English. You can translate it with Google Translator if you need an English one. But I'm generally working a lot with international conferences and also with international clients. So even though my website is still in Croatian, we can co-work in English as well.
Yeah, so people can just contact you if they need it and they talk English or perhaps Spanish, but yeah, okay.
No, my Spanish is pretty broken. Una cerveza, por favor, is my limit.
That
Okay,
clashes with
English, Croatian and English, okay.
Yes, a little bit of Italian, but still no. English and Croatian.
we said no alcohol before
Only
public
afterwards.
speaking, so yeah.
Well, if this is the only thing you can say, then this is it, right?
I still didn't moderate in Spanish, so it's okay still.
That's the next challenge. Well, you've been speaking in English this whole time, and you work with international clients. Could you tell us a bit about maybe some experiences in moderating or speaking publicly in English for the first time, or?
Yeah, it's always a big challenge. I mean, it's bigger than in Croatian. I need to prepare more. I'm aware that I can make much more mistakes, that my vocabulary is not so colorful and broad like in Croatian. But sometimes it's even advantage that I'm not native English speaker when the audience is also not native. For example, I have dear colleague of mine. He's living in Croatia for last 12 years, and he's British. So when we co-host international conferences together, I mean, we do several per year, it's always easier for him. He doesn't need to prepare as much as I do. It's easier for him to be on stage totally relaxed. It's his language. I need to be a little bit more aware, and it's much more energy draining for me than for him. But since our audience is international and non-native speakers mostly, sometimes for them it's easier to follow me than him, because sometimes his English is too perfect and he says something that nobody understands out of UK. So sometimes I'm on the stage like that blonde one. Mike, I didn't get a word you just said. And then you see the audience is laughing because they also didn't understand. Can you explain it for us dummies in English? And then he says something much more in slower tempo with words that are understandable to everybody without this British expression. So yeah, it's harder. You need to prepare even more than in your own language. But again, once again, as we said, perfectionism, forget about it. Make plus out of minus. Make fun of yourself sometimes. I used to forget sometimes English terms in on stage, and I would ask audience like I now asked Breen Brown. I forgot her name. It's normal. You don't need to go into panic. Apologies. When we are talking one on one like this, are you ever apologizing for forgetting some word? Or you are like, what is the word? What is her name? Whatever. We are normally communicating. We are humans. We are forgetting. And once we are on stage, we are thinking if you forget something, it's the worst case scenario. It's not. Just ask the audience. Once I had a child of 12 years old who is going in international school helping me. So he was a child of a next speaker. And he told me in perfect British, it was such a hilarious situation. I asked for applause for him because he was my little helper. So yeah, don't be afraid of making mistake. As I said earlier in this podcast, mistakes sometimes can make you a superhero on stage if you know how to manage it. So prepare yourself for mistakes, not what if, but what when, because you will make mistake. And as humans, you don't have control above all, but you have control above how to react on mistake. So yeah, be normal with it. You are human.
Be normal, but not drunk. I think that's
You know how many people memorize this, and then I get from some students or people from any conference like a photo of them drinking something after their speech. My clients are always sending me the selfie from stage or backstage or something, and the drink afterwards if they are into drinks. It seems like we are alcoholic here. We're all constantly speaking about drinks, but please, no drink before. Once again, I can't stress it enough.
I hear it a lot from my students. Like I had a few drinks and then, I felt better during that meeting speaking in
Everything went
English. So
smoothly.
uh, it's
No.
important for me
Well, in
to
English,
stress this.
I understand people get more relaxed to speak in different language with drinking. I saw it many times, even myself in Italian and Spanish. After una cerveza or una birra, it's easier. But yeah, if it's
But not on
different when you
stage.
are not on stage. It's different in a bar, and a huge difference when you are on stage or camera or on an important meeting. You don't want to embarrass yourself. You want to be not perfect, but best version of yourself in that moment. Authentically you, but not drunk you.
Yes. And you want to learn from your
Drunk you
mistakes.
is usually not good. I still have one additional question, but is there something that we forgot and you would perhaps like to share with our audience? Oh,
Well,
yeah, just
we
browse
could
your
be.
papers. Yeah. Please, just one thing, not
let
all
me let
four
me see
pages.
my cheat sheet. Yeah, maybe we didn't speak about storytelling, but that's a whole another topic. So,
We'll need to invite you then next time about this
yeah.
specific topic because, yeah, there is much about storytelling. Uh, okay, there's my question. Did you manage to play something on the piano that time?
Uh, Actually, 3 years ago, I was at one conference and there was a piano. And in the break, on the coffee during coffee break, I even sat on the piano and I played. So big win for me.
Well done.
Okay, but that time when you were all afraid and didn't
Ah,
no.
I think I did, but it was terrible. It was full of mistakes and slippery fingers, and yeah. I mean, I had it always. It's not only one time. It happened for 6 years. I went 6 years in the whole elementary
Oh,
school in piano. I had this problem, and every time each time was happening, and each time I was really surviving on stage. Sometimes it was better, sometimes it was worse, but thanks to that, maybe I'm today what I am. So I will not be sad because I had that experience, but grateful because today I help other people to not have that experience anymore. With not with piano, but with speaking in front of audiences.
And you
yeah.
have the stories to tell because it would be very boring to say, yes, every time I go on stage, everything goes well. That's my
And
story. You can do the
every
same.
every time I'm on stage, something goes bad, and I managed. Like I said, not when, what if, but what when. So yeah, you should prepare yourself for being on that stage as much as you can, mentally, physically, in terms of content, in terms of saying it, your written, your dynamic, your nonverbal. But once when you are there, yeah, I want you to be yourself, even though it sounds cheesy, like be authentic. But yeah, we are still kind of instinctive creatures that feel when somebody is faking. So I would say not fake it till you make it, but face it till you make it.
Thank you so much. It's such a great ending for this. What's a live show? I don't know what
We
we call
still
it
don't know
anyway.
who we
We
are,
still
what
don't
we
know.
are, Pina. We are still in the process of
Anyway,
discovery.
thanks for your time, and we will definitely need to talk more about storytelling and how it happens on stage and also in podcasts like this, a live show, whatever you call it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. And yeah, I look forward to have a drink with you once in person.
Yeah, now it's over. Now we can drink. Yeah,
To
bye. Bye.
celebrate.